Hi there. Welcome to Building Better with You. I am Tapa, and this channel is about us growing together, discussing our experiences with building products, sharing practical tips, and having honest conversations about what works and what does not. Today's topic came about from a practical challenge that I faced recently. I wanted to create this poster that I shared on LinkedIn and on Facebook, and I did not have access to professional designers. So while I will show you how I created this design, more importantly, I will show you how you can use Figma to create designs for your products, for your presentations, for just about anything that you might want to create. Let's get started. Open figma.com, then create a new design file. There are a few other things that you can create in Figma, such as FigJam boards, but today we will focus on just design files. In Figma, the main container for all your design elements is called a frame. So in your toolbar at the bottom, click on this icon and then click in the empty space. When you're creating a frame, if you're not sure about what dimensions you need, you can use one of the preset dimensions. So if you're designing for iPhone 16, just use the iPhone 16 dimension preset and you will get a frame of the appropriate size. In my case, because I was designing a poster for LinkedIn and Facebook, the ideal dimensions for that is 1200 by 630 pixels. As you can see, it's pretty easy to change dimensions for your design elements in Figma. Okay, so I have my frame in place. Now, what do I need? Let's look at my poster. I need the background image. I need some text. I need to style the text. And I need to make sure that the text is very easy to read while it is on top of the image. So let's tackle them one at a time. First, the background image. If you have an image that is relevant to your poster, great, use it. If not, like me, what you can do is you can use one of the free AI image generator tools. I like to use photo.com. I use Imagine Art a lot as well. When you are creating images, just be sure to specify the prompt in details. So if you have any specific color shades that you would like, if you have any ambience or environment that you would like, make sure you specify that in the prompt. Once you have an image, download it and then go back to Figma and you can paste your image. Let's go to my downloads, copy this file and come to Figma and paste it here. Let's bring this image into the frame. Once the image is inside the frame, it is much easier to position it relative to the frame's position. Let's say my image was somewhere here, my frame is here, my image is not aligned in the center. All I need to do is go to my right sidebar, go to the position panel and in alignment, say that I want to align the horizontal center and the vertical center. Now my image is larger than my frame, as you can see here, but that's okay because for me, having some of this image cropped out is not a problem. But if that is not the case for you, you can always resize your image, select the image and then resize it from here. Or you can also generate images of the right dimensions. Okay, next up, text. For text, once I have an initial idea of what I want to write, I usually like to iterate on it a lot. And again, I find AI tools very useful for that. I use Claude AI a lot. You might use any of the other ones that you like, ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek. So I started with some text. It gave me a refined version. I said it's long. It gave me a shorter version and I like it. So let's copy this, come back to Figma and just paste it here, Control V. Let me make the font bigger so that it's easier to work with. And also let me make it white so that it's easy to see. As you can see, it is very easy to change the font size, font color, font style, and so on. Now, I can style these individual lines here, but what I prefer is if there are multiple lines of text like this, and if they are to be styled differently, I like to make them into separate text blocks of their own. So let me cut this text block out and paste it here. Similarly, let me cut the third line out of here and paste it outside. Okay, now I have 3 text blocks. Let me bring them all inside my frame, select all of them, and then just drag them inside the frame. In alignment. I'm going to say align them left. Let me make the total space that this occupies a little bit bigger, like this. And as you can see, there is a little more vertical space here than here. It is also very easy to fix this. You don't have to manually move this second line up or down. All you have to do is go to the alignment panel again and click on distribute vertical spacing. There you go. Okay, now let me do a little bit of styling. I want this text to be much bigger. Okay, this seems about right. Let me stretch it. Oh, no, it's still too small. Let me make it bigger. Okay, that seems about right. Let me make it bold, extra bold. Let me select this text. This one, I want it to be slightly bigger than how it is now. And maybe make this one semi-bold. And this is fine, or maybe I want to make it italic. So let me go down here and say I want this to be medium italic. So this is all the text I want. You can also have another text here with your image credit. So click on the T text icon here. Click on the screen where you want to type your text and just type what you want. Okay, this is good, but we have one problem. The text, particularly the first line, is not very easy to read. That's because there isn't a lot of contrast between the text and the background image. So let's add contrast. Create a rectangle first. Here is the rectangle tool in your toolbar. Draw the rectangle. I can easily change the dimensions again to the same dimensions as my frame. And let me bring the rectangle inside my frame below the text layers because I don't want it to be covering the text layers. And let me align it with the frame. Great. Now, this rectangle is covering the image entirely, which is not what I want. So I can change the opacity. Let me reduce it to 40%. Okay. However, the text is also not very readable and the image is very clouded now. So let's improve this. Open the fill for this rectangle, and now instead of a solid gray fill, let's provide it a gradient fill. The gradient starts on the left because I want the left side to be darker so that the text is easier to read, and the right side doesn't have to be very dark because there isn't a lot of text to be read on the right side. For the left side, this darker side, let's use a very dark color. Let's just use black, for instance. And I want this black to continue a little bit up to the inside, something like this. But on the right side, on this side, I want the color to be picked from the image. Let me use one of these light colors. Okay. And I want the gradient to end sooner, somewhere around here. And I want its opacity to be very low, something like a 20% or a 30%. Here you go. So now there is more contrast on the left side where there is a lot of text to be read, and there is much less contrast and much clearer image on the right side. And there you have it, a poster for your social media that we created in just a few minutes. Remember to export, select the frame, scroll down on your right sidebar, and in the export section, click on export. And there you have it, your image that you can now share. While we designed a very simple poster today, these fundamentals that you looked at, frames, creating contrasts, structuring your content so that some part is bigger, some part is smaller, styling it, all of this is going to be very handy if you have to create, I don't know, your brochures for your product, some presentations, maybe even small layouts for your product app. I am learning a number of things every day, and I am excited to be sharing these with you. Let me know if there is anything else that you would like to discuss, and I hope you have found this useful. See you again another time.